Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's been a minute, but I'm glad to be here. Today I'm going to go over part 7 out of this 8-part series entitled Common Interest, and today it's going to be Common Interests Anime. That's right, fellas, anime. But, you're going to think, oh, well, Josh, you already mentioned this about movies, why didn't, there's so many similarities there, why didn't you just lump that under there? Well, I like to look at it a little bit differently, especially the way I got into it. Movies I've always been into steadily from growing up to now, and anime is something I went in and out of as I was growing up. So when I was first growing up, obviously I was into like Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, all that stuff. I was born in 1990, so you do the math with all the anime shows and stuff that were popping out then. And Dragon Ball Z, I understand it was a very long series, and I feel like, yes, they did stretch it out a lot, but when I was a kid, I didn't care, and I still think it's pretty badass, Some of the underlying meanings and stuff that you're going to get in movies, you're also going to get in animes as well. I just feel like they have a different way of hitting people, hitting home with people as far as a mindset goes when you come to the end of an anime. Just like movies make people cry, make people emotional, these do as well. So, don't count it out. So most animes stem from an original written series of whatever it is going to be, and that is what people call manga. Okay, so I look at manga as like a more complex version of a comic book, and originally, it's in Japanese and everything like that. So it's crazy to see how culture can spread even further than than it was originally intended. They have this is what I was going to get into as well, is they have subbed versions and dubbed versions as well. So for me, I speak English, and that's what I understand, but unfortunately I don't understand Japanese dialects. So fortunately, what they do is a dubbed anime, which is the ones that I watch, they redo the audio in whatever language that you understand. So it's not just English, they'll have whatever. They'll have an original Japanese that is dubbed over in French or Spanish or anything, So a lot of them are versatile in that sense, and that's great because now other people can enjoy something, and now enjoy it more, So you can still enjoy it just for watching and everything, but come on, let's be real. It takes it to a whole new level when you can understand each and every word that's coming out of the character's mouth, and as they're built up over time. And I'm going to talk about the other one too, subbed. That they're going to keep the original audio. What they're going to do is they're going to put subtitles at the bottom, aka a subbed version. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory. It's just so that you can read along and understand. A lot of times those will come out before the dubbed, and unfortunately, if I'm eager to watch a new one as it comes out, and I'm not patient enough, I will watch it that way. But I feel like there's something that I love about having all of them already dubbed, and then finding out about an anime for the first time, knowing that I don't have to like stop season 2 or season 3 and be like, oh, okay, I'll just wait 18 months and come back. So it's pretty cool when you can find ones that are all set up like that. But it builds on you, it really does. Like I said, when I was younger, there was probably 3 or 4 things that I had interest in. And then there was a age, like a time frame, probably like 14 to 23 or 24. And those were like my teenage years into my past that, like early 20s. And, I went through a period in my life where that was all on the back burner. So it's not like I hated it or thought it wasn't cool anymore or anything. I just didn't pay much attention to it. When I was like 24 or 25, I got back into it because a couple of my buddies were watching it, or they sent me something like, hey, check this link out. It's really good. I think you'd like it. And one day I was open-minded enough to check it out. And then one thing led to the next, and then the other anime. And then I would go through series of like finish things completely. And then before I knew it, I was like, oh man, dude, I actually like this stuff a lot. A lot can be taken from it, a lot of good points and morals in life. and it can open up your eyes. Some of the animes. I'm not saying all of them are going to be like that or aspire a life-changing event. It's nothing like that. It's just they're very enjoyable, and you can take things from them. So now I'm just going to kind of transition into the categories or mixed categories, as you'll see quite often. People don't like to stick to one genre, whether it's music, movies, or this topic, anime. So you're going to see how there's a lot of recurring themes going on throughout my common interest series because a lot of them overlap in certain ways. And that's pretty interesting as well. So, you obviously got like comedy, romance, action, adventure, stuff like that, that just like movies, you know, but you're also going to have a few other ones people talk about, like, shonen, and then there's ecchi, and then, a couple other ones that I'm just not going to say. So all that being said, like, you know, I understand it has a lot of similarities to movies and all, but you're going to see quite a bit of differences as well and understand why. So I'm going to talk about Japanese anime versus American cartoons really quick. Cartoons are primarily based on a kid-friendly audience and targeted at a younger audience. You know, these used to always air on Saturdays and Sundays. And now with everything, you can watch anything you want anytime. But it was different when I was growing up. So I don't know, that you would see these things on the weekends and stuff. And I remember growing up and being like, oh, these are pretty cool. I enjoy these as well. But it's funny because even when I was younger, before I could even comprehend the difference between the two, my go-to was always pointing towards like Pokemon and Digimon over like watching Superman, the animated series or something like that. So hey, I mean, that was just my inner anime fandom thing, whatever. But so I would say basically, so those are cartoons. So then, for the most part, animes tend to have deeper stories and plots or plot twists. They have more violence and aggression in it, or anything like that. It's made targeted for an older audience, but there are plenty that are kid friendly as well. You know, that's a real good point for them to have, is to bring in as many different viewers as you can. Don't limit it to just one thing, you know. If you want a business to be successful and you want to get your point across as well, building something so unique, then, you know, go about it in a good sense. But basically, so the main differences between Japanese anime and American cartoons tend to be, you know, the content, the theme, and the audience in which they're directing it towards, you know. Also, one stems from cartoons, from like comic books, and then the other one stems from manga. But that's more of a similarity than a difference, if anything, what I just said. So, there it goes again. But, so, both can be for an adult audience, you know. And there's countless similarities as well, though. So both use animation, as you can tell. Drawing, they have to do voiceovers for characters, and as you're building character development, you're gonna see how things change. And I think that's probably one of my favorite parts, is they view it just like if they're making a movie. You know, they take it very. So my third and final part that I want to go over with you guys is maybe my recommendation for beginners. You know, if you're a beginner or you may be open-minded enough to try out a couple episodes, I'm going to either suggest some things for you, and if not, what I want you to do is to choose your top 3 genres, whether it's movies or anything like that, because it's going to apply here big time, trust me. So choose your top 3 genres and type in, you know, best action anime, best horror anime, top 10 horror anime, and you're going to see, okay, and maybe check out a rating or a review or a quick explanation of what the anime is going to entail, and I guarantee you, you know, you watch one season, you know, you're gonna start to be a little more open-minded towards it. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't let it control your life like anything else. Everything's good in moderation. But, you know, but of course you might pick a shitty one by accident, you know, who knows. So, because of that, here's a list of animes that will probably make you like anime. top 10 anime for newcomers, I would say Bleach. And this isn't necessarily in top order, but kind of for me. Bleach is number 1. Number 2, Fairy Tail. You should check that out. It has a really good storyline, but there's a lot of episodes. Maybe don't check that out for your first one. If you want to be like, oh, I accomplished watching a whole anime, maybe start with the 12 episode series. So number 3, Sword Art Online, the first season and the second season. Then they have like Alchemist or something like that. But that one's good too. The character development's really cool, and it's just good to see people be brave and fight for love and all that corny stuff. Number 4, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super. If that's down the road, there's so much of it that if I would just say start at Dragon Ball and go in order. But it's going to take you a long time if you're only watching an episode a day or something. Number 5, Naruto or Naruto Shippuden. 6, Pokemon or Digimon. That's an all-time favorite of mine. It's definitely in the top 5 favorites. Especially when I was a kid, it was the top 2. So Pokemon and Digimon, I just incorporate that as one thing, as number 6. Number 7, Tokyo Ghoul. Number 8, Soul Eater. 9, HunterXHunter. And there's 2 different versions of those, you'll notice. Full Metal Alchemist at number 10. And they have a couple seasons going of that, and it's really good. It's pretty deep. But I kind of skipped over a couple of the other ones. Tokyo Ghoul is a little gruesome, so I don't know if you'd watch that right now because it's kind of bloody and crazy. HunterXHunter is pretty cool. You could definitely handle that. And then top 10 anime movies for newcomers. I just went over animes. Now let's talk top 10 anime movies for newcomers. Okay, I would recommend such things as Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle. You're gonna see Kiki's Delivery Service. It's not the best, but it's an anime movie that people watch over here. But I would say Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle. Spirited Away, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, and one of my favorites, Akira. Akira was one of the first ones I watched. I was probably 12 years old with my friend Anthony, and we were watching it, and he had it on DVD, so he already knew the deal, and I just had no idea, and I was like, wow, that is such a sick and twisted, movie, because it is a movie, but it's just messed up. And then some other ones, Ninja Scroll, Vampire Hunter D, Digimon the movie, things like that, or Pokemon movies slap, dude, don't get me wrong, I like those as well. But, I'd say Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle, and Spirited Away would be one of my top 3 favorites, and especially for recommendations for you guys, because I don't know if you're younger, if you're my age, or if you're older. It doesn't matter, because a movie's a movie, but I'm just trying to recommend safer, funnier things, thanks for checking out my video on anime. I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. I will be getting a nice camera and set up soon, and probably get a desktop with, 2 screens, and learn how to do live streams and stuff. This is all new to me in 2020, late 2019, if that. And I just say this is my very first time getting into it. It's fun, even me just talking on my phone like this. It's kind of simple, but I do want to be able to get good at editing and everything like that, and do it on my own for the most part. There's a sense of pride and accomplishment that goes hand in hand with that, as well as success over time, But my whole point is just to spread positivity and spread some messages and whatnot, and I would like to look back at this one day, and I'm practicing and getting better at it every time that I do these, Obviously there's a couple outtakes, but you can see that I'm actually doing this through and through instead of making cuts and whatnot, and it's good practice for me, it really is. It's just hard because sometimes I don't have all the knowledge and the proper wording that I want to say it, so I'm looking off of some of my notes as well. I would love to just get to the point where I can just spit fire without breaking camera eye contact, I guess. Yeah, so I'll get there, but practice makes perfect, a lot of it. But this has been my video on anime on common interest. Check me out in the next one for part 8, the final installment, and then I'm going to be taking a segue into a new direction with my channel, and I'm very excited for it. I really am. There's just a lot of stuff going on in my outside life right now, but I like to at least have some of my time spent here. I like it. It's like an escape for me. It really is. So I will see you guys in the next one, and thank you for checking it out. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Maybe if you are into anime, maybe an anime that I didn't name, something that maybe I should go check out, or other people. And if not, just let me know what you thought. And it really means a lot to me. You know, I'm just starting this thing up from scratch, and I'm gonna see what happens. But all I want to do is spread positivity and happiness to others, and in turn, it makes me happy. You know, helping others helps me, you know, internally, and it really does. The payoff's great. And I think that's it, man. But until next time, stay safe, be blessed, and live lavishly. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.